1-800-273-8255 by Logic is one of the most powerful songs that I have heard for a while. And the fact that it made it to top 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts shows that it's powerful to more people than just me. It's powerful to people all over the world. By now, we probably all know that the song's title is the phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and that the song was actually put together in cooperation with the Lifeline. Interestingly, after the VMA performance of the song, calls to the Lifeline went up by 50%, and they've been up ever since the song was released. It's a serious and important song, and it's made a huge impact on people's lives. Though I'm sure that there are still people who were confused and didn't know what the phone number was for, and so they just gave it a call, but I'm assuming that those were few and far between, and that for the most part, this has been a super helpful song for hundreds or thousands of people. And I want to thank Angie Wolf for suggesting this song. You're awesome, and I appreciate you watching. And guys, if you want to watch more videos like this, don't forget to suggest some songs yourself, to subscribe, and hit that little ringing bell next to the subscribe button so that you know when I post. And let's jump into these lyrics. All right, guys, let's take a look at these lyrics. First of all, we have the pre-chorus. He starts with the pre-chorus because the pre-chorus serves as kind of an overarching theme, and it's interesting because it's the only type of stanza that stays universally negative throughout the entire song, as you'll see in a second. So he's been low, he's taken his time, out of his mind, so he doesn't feel like he's himself, and I feel like my life ain't mine. More themes aligned right there between those, where he doesn't feel like he is who he should be, and he's not really having a good time. This really encapsulates Logic's entire purpose with the song, asking who can relate. And so that is the pre-chorus. He repeats it again down here with these lines, and it's just the purpose of asking, hey, does anybody else feel like this? And so he kind of like reaches out to his target audience in this pre-chorus and says, if this verse or this pre-chorus makes sense to you, keep listening. Then we move on to the chorus. And this version of the chorus, because there are 3 different versions of the chorus, is the negative one. So he says, I don't want to be alive, I don't want to be alive. It's a very brutally honest, just kind of hit you in the face sort of a statement. It might, shock you at first to hear that, but it's just the point blank truth. I just want to die today, I just want to die. And then down here he says, and let me tell you why, as he leads into verse 1. In verse 1, Logic raps about some of the details of why he's saying what he's saying. Throughout pre-chorus, chorus, and this first verse, Logic tells us in an interview with Genius.com that he's talking from the perspective of somebody who has called the Lifeline. And so he has told us he's going to tell us why, and he does so here. All this other shit I'm talking about, they think they know it. I've been praying for somebody to save me, no one's heroic. That was a kind of a sloppy circling there, but basically he's saying, nobody else is coming to help me. Like, nobody knows how to help me, or no one's able to, or they're not willing to take the risk, or they're not willing to be a hero, maybe because it's difficult. And my life don't even matter, I know it, I know it. Now we know that his life does matter, and so we're dealing with an unreliable narrator here, a narrator who's somebody that we thought we could trust, but especially in 1900s American literature, we learned that the narrator is not always trustworthy, and so Logic's following in that vein here and talking from the perspective of someone who's not being completely honest, either with themselves or with others, or just doesn't know the truth. I know I'm hurting deep down, but can't show it. I never had a place to call my own, so he doesn't feel like there's a home he can go to. Just like he says here, never had a home. Again, sloppy circling, but ain't nobody calling my phone, so he doesn't have friends. He doesn't have people who check up on him, people who are wondering about him or who care about him, he feels like. And then he asks this person on the Lifeline, where you been, where you at, what's on your mind? He just wants to have a conversation there for a moment because he feels like he doesn't have that with other people. They say every life is precious, but nobody care about mine. And this encapsulates everything that this person is feeling. Like he's got this bitterness towards people who say nice things about how much life is worth, but who they don't effectively make him feel that way. Then we move here into another version of the chorus, version number 2, and this is the growing positive one. I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive. You don't gotta die today. You don't gotta die. And then down here, now let me tell you why. Or let me tell you why. Logic is leading into verse 2, where Alicia Cara is going to explain why you should keep living. And he's saying here, like, he's taking kind of the role, and so is Alicia, the role of the other person on the other side of the line, saying, no, let's talk about the opposite now. Like, this is very much dialectic thinking, where you have a thesis and an antithesis, and together when they combine or they interact with each other, you come up with a synthesis, which is a complete perspective on the truth of the situation. So we're seeing the opposite side of the negative side right now. We move into verse 2, and Alicia Cara tells us a couple of things. It's the very first breath when your head's drowning underwater. It's the lightness in the air, chest to chest with a lover. It's holding on though the road's long, seeing light, and where you stare at your reflection, finally knowing who it is, I know that you'll thank God you did. So this person she recognizes is not in complete control of who they are as a person. They don't know. And so she's saying, if you hold on, it will be worth it. You can make it through all these things. Notice that a lot of these examples, except for the chest to chest with the lover, are all about enduring the difficult time for the sake of the better time. Your head's been drowning underwater, and then you get that first breath. It's holding on, even though you've been on the road for a long time, seeing light in the darkest things. And then down at the very bottom, the result of all of this holding on will be that you will thank God that you did hold on. It will be worth it, she promises. Now, I will say she doesn't give proof here. She's giving her perspective. And I think that's the power of this is Logic, Alicia Cara, and Khalid are not trying to explain or convince you that your life is worth living. They're trying to tell you why they think it is. They're giving their opinion. And I think more powerful than a logical treatise explaining all of the details is maybe people giving their own perspective. And Alicia Cara is saying, these are the things that keep me going. These are the things that keep me alive. These are what are powerful feelings to me, and you can experience them too. Then Logic gives us verse 3. I know where you've been, where you are, where you're going. And here he kind of like takes away the whole I'm a songwriter singing a song facade, and he just looks at them straight on and tells some hard truths and some good truths to them. I know who you are. I know you're the reason I believe in life. What's the day without a little night? I'm just trying to shed a little light. Now, this is an interesting philosophical concept, the idea of like, could we be happy with a world that was nothing but good if we had no evil to compare it with? People will try to argue that if you don't have evil, you won't know what good is. And so to really feel, enjoy a cold drink, you have to have been thirsty beforehand. I don't know that that's necessarily the best argument, because I think we would all enjoy just never having experienced the thirst in the first place. I think most humans would not choose that if they could. If you could get rid of all pain in your life, even if it meant you appreciated the good a little bit less, I think we would still mostly all take the good. But he's here saying that, like, I think he's acknowledging that life is not exactly like that. You don't have that choice. And so you kind of have to embrace the good with the bad and know that the bad will not always last. It can be hard. It can be so hard, but you got to live right now. You got everything to give right now. And so he's encouraging them, keep going. Do not stop. Finally, we hear from the person on the other end of the line, the person who made the call originally. They've changed their mind. I finally want to be alive. I finally want to be alive. I don't want to die today. I don't want to die. Now, I think this risks coming across as cheesy because, maybe Logic has experienced this. I don't know. But I think it's more powerful when you consider that people who have experienced this will be singing along with this. And so I think the power of this whole song is that Logic has created something that other people can sing to. And when they sing it, maybe when he sings it as well, but when other people sing it, they can really mean it. They can have experienced the full realm of these thoughts and ideas. And I think that's so powerful, especially when it comes to this third chorus. Finally, we have the outro by Khalid. And this is about the struggle to continue going. Pain don't hurt the same, I know. The lane I travel feels alone, so it's that lane that he's traveling, and then it's him moving till his legs give out. I see my tears melt in the snow, but I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry anymore. I want to feel alive. And so he wants what's coming. Even though in the chorus, the third chorus, the person seemed to have changed their mind, we realize that it's not an easy decision to just make right away. You have to continue making that decision and continue moving forward. I don't even want to die anymore. Oh, I don't even want to die anymore. And that's the power of the song, is that it's not just about, one part of this. It's about a process. It's about somebody being willing to say, hey, I need help. It's about somebody else reaching out and saying, hey, I can help you. It's a person asking, why is life even worth living? The other person explains their personal perspective on it. And then the first person decides whether or not to keep going. And this outro, I think, is a perfect example of somebody traveling that lane and trying to move forward even when it's difficult, even when it feels like their legs are going to give out. Hey guys, 1-800 is a super powerful song, and I know that it meant a lot to a lot of different people, and that it's going to continue having a huge impact for years to come. I definitely recommend listening to the song, and recommend listening to more by Logic. He's a really cool artist with positive messages and a desire to help change the world for the better. He's exactly the kind of artist that we need to be listening to and supporting if we want deeper lyrics in our music. And deep songs can do well. This one made it to the top 3, so go deep songs! And go Logic, and go the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to comment a song you want to hear me explain. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little ringing bell next to it so that you know when I post, and I'll talk to you next time.